3 albums that slap so hard that if you hit your wife this hard, you're going in jail, no question about it. But it ain't just the music with these boys, no. They got a full TV show, they went on tour, they've got music videos. What else could you ask for? I'm Scooter Dubs and welcome back to Aggressively Average. Today we're going to take a look and see, does Big Time Rush cause a big time rush of blood to go to my genitals? Or is it just aggressively average? The first ever episode of Big Time Rush came out November 28th, 2009, and the show ran until July 25th, 2013. When the show came out, people were pretty much digging it. A lot of people were talking about it, and I mean, Big Time Rush was really everywhere. They managed to crank out 74 episodes in a matter of 5 years. With 74 episodes, it's only appropriate that we start at the beginning. We're going to the pilot. So, the show starts with the boys being chased by adoring fans. Or are they? Wait a minute. So, it turns out the boys aren't famous and that they did in fact just soak a bunch of women with some sprinklers. Crazy. The girls viciously beat them, then we get a cut from their screaming crowd to the screaming crowd of adoring fans because Gustavo Rocks in town. Sure, the transition is smart, changing from one screaming group to another screaming group that's screaming for a different reason. It's genius. But let's be real, the boys were getting slammed down in the back alley. They could be dead by now. We don't know what neighborhood they live in. So the whole reason Gustavo Rocks even in town is to find some new talent to bring back to Hollywood. Kendall, James, Logan, and Carlos get wind of Gustavo Rocks' arrival and have to audition for him. Oh yeah, and in the meantime, James starts shaking his ass.
Here's the part where I shake the booty!
And it annoys Carlos so much that he throws him down and beats him up mere hours after being destroyed by a crowd in a back alleyway. That is ruthless. So there's a problem. They can't get to the audition because none of them can drive. You guys are wild in it, Nickelodeon. They look like they're 28 years old, have chest hair. I don't understand, but nonetheless they get to the audition. And it goes horribly. Who the hell goes to an audition then takes a shit into the microphone? No one. Alright, so the guys go home looking like assholes, and some way, somehow, Gustavo finds where the boys live. What? Fine, maybe the boys wrote their address on their sign-up papers for the audition. I don't know what was on there, and neither do you. But even if they did, Gustavo doesn't really have a right to come to their house. It's literally an breachment on my rights as a person. Get out of here, Gustavo. Let's cut to the chase. Gustavo offers to take Kendall to LA, but not the other boys. Oh god, tensions are rising. Kendall says no. What a surprise.
No.
The hero's journey always starts with them denying the quest, and Gustavo leaves. See ya, buddy. Okay, so this next part doesn't really make sense to me. It's the next day and Kendall goes to work, but for some reason all his friends are there as well. I mean, they don't work there. Do they not have jobs? Do they just hassle him at work all day? I don't know what's going on here. I digress. So the boys are hassling Kendall at work, wondering why he didn't take the job. They're also chucking shopping carts, attempting to get them into the little return thing, you know, where you put the shopping carts after you're done at a Target or something. You know what I'm talking about. They're trying to throw them in there for a game like hole-in-one, disc golf, all that good shit, and you will not believe what happens. One of them causes clear physical property damage. It's not alright. You caused property damage, and there are witnesses everywhere. Kendall shows little to no interest in going to LA. He doesn't want to do it, but his friends wanted to do it so bad that they're forcing him to go just so they can live out their dreams through him. It's unhealthy. It's wrong. James gets so passionate about Kendall going to LA that he aggressively throws a shopping cart in hopes to get a hole-in-one, and he basically, well, he kills somebody. He murders a person, they are dead. Carlos decides to jump in a shopping cart and give it a whirl himself, and he gets hit by a car. This is kind of ass because the car literally was going nowhere. There's no parking spots. The lot literally has nothing in it for this car to be driving towards. Nothing. But either way, they finally decide that Kendall's gonna call Gustavo back and take the job. Kendall pulls an old switcheroo and says, Gustavo, no, I ain't going to LA unless you bring all my friends and make us a group. So what does Gustavo do? He does it. So, the boys get plopped down at the Palm Woods, a nice little apartment center, and Gustavo's back at his record label, meditating. It makes absolutely no sense. Gustavo's main draw is that he's a bitch. He's crazy, he freaks out, but he never shows any signs of wanting to change or any signs of wanting to lower his blood pressure. So I don't get why he'd be meditating if he's content with being angry. So Griffin, the big suit of Gustavo's company, says, you know what, buddy? You got a couple of days, get me a song, get me a performance, or you're cooked. So Gustavo's got to work overtime with this band. What happens next? I could call you a loser for not knowing. Or maybe I'm the loser because I do know. Gustavo drops the boys into a boy band boot camp. Ooh, that's a lot of bees. So these guys are trained how to dress, how to sing, how to dance, all that good stuff. And they fail at everything. They ruin it all. In fact, these boys fill Gustavo with so much rage, he shakes until he causes an earthquake.
And finally, a small downtown earthquake today.
Shit, hold on. Does anyone know what time it is?
Don't you know it's girl time?
Yeah, thanks, Gustavo. Okay, so these boys can't even record a song without messing it up. They're a band. What?
Okay, great. And...
Okay, so let's be real. What good is a band who can't sing? Nothing. They're useless, they're trash, they're garbage. Kick them to the curb, let them go. And that's exactly what Gustavo does. He cuts it. So, I mean, without a job, the boys are basically lost in LA. They got no connections out here. They've got no friends. They left their lives back home. If they were a turkey, they'd be stuffed. So, with no place to turn, they just head back to the Palm Woods and they bool out. This is also a waste of my goddamn time because the show is called Big Time Rush and it's about a band. Why are they even wasting my time making me think they aren't going to be a band? They are the main driving force of the entire show. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right. He wanted to turn us into rich and famous pop stars. What an idiot!
Alright, so they start name dropping the show left and right.
Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush.
Why do they do something this cheesy right after pulling all these tropes of having the band fired before they become successful? That's 2 filmmaking tropes in a row. Please fix it. Okay, so get this. These assholes go back to Gustavo and say, yeah, we'll work for you, but we ain't singing your song. Which, first off, they should have no leverage. They're the ones who got fired in the first place. But they said they're only gonna work for Gustavo if they let them record their own song, titled Big Time Rush. Excuse me, these kids are not songwriters. We've never seen them writing songs before. We've never even seen them even talk about writing music, ever. So where's this song coming from? And Gustavo must have had a stroke or something, because he agrees to it and they get to work. Woohoo, let's show a happy montage of everything working out the second time around. Woo, if you try, everything will work out in the end. Woo. So miraculously, I don't know how, the band goes from being complete just dirt below my feet to being one of the best boy bands of all time. Whatever, it's almost over. So they sing, they dance, basically just like a bunch of monkeys being told what to do. And you know what, Griffin the boss loves them. He's ordering a full album. We got a season.
I like them, and the board's gonna love them.
So, with the band needing to make a full album, what happens next? You're stupid for even asking. The musical journey begins. That's what happens. And begin it did. Their journey was a long and prosperous one. As a band, they would go on to release 54 original songs, with the bigger songs having a music video to go along with them as well. They even went on a full tour, and the opening act for the tour, get this, was One Direction.
You guys just finished a UK tour, right? Yeah.
So I guess you could kinda say Big Time Rush made One Direction famous. So that's Big Time Rush. That's really all I have to say. I would have shown more of their songs, but sadly that's illegal. Now we arrive back at the question asked at the beginning of the video. Is Big Time Rush aggressively average? Heck no. It is aggressively above average. It is everything it could be. I couldn't give it a high enough rating. Although the songs are generic at times, Big Time Rush creates consistent slaps. The show also has a great sense of cohesion as characters and story plots return over the seasons. They're good as a band, they're good as a TV show, they're good as everything. So thank you to everyone so much for watching. If you made it this far, comment below and tell me what I should do for my next episode of Aggressively Average. Oh yeah, and while you're at it, why not give me a big time subscribe? I'm Scooter Dubs, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side. This has been Aggressively Average.